since I met you. All the gloomy days just seem to shine a little more brightly. Consider what we've got, 'cause I can never.
This was also the last time he ever saw his mother, and with that, a new life began. He was sent daily to the Grand Library of Nasos to gather specific texts for his new boss. And one day he saw a struggling Asian trying to decipher a text.
In the beginning. Yeah.
Even though speaking to a royal was like inviting your own death, he still had the least favorite son of the emperor.
In the beginning.
And Asia was so surprised by this, he returned the favor by giving him a name, Zareth, the one who shares. But that name was only between the two, since Zareth was still not allowed to even have a name. Over the next few months, they loved spending time together to learn about their favorite Shuriman heroes. And after a few months, Asia made Zareth his personal worker.
Now you have been promoted. You are now one of my elite employees.
The yearly Empire Tour. One day, the Emperor, his sons, their workers and Renekton went on a tour traveling throughout the country. First stop, they met up with some rich Shorimans who wanted to donate to the Emperor some. After getting the money, it was now time for the Emperor to meet and visit some of the workers. The journey continued. It got pretty late, so the royal family decided to take some rest and spend the night at an oasis. Everyone went to sleep, except Zareth and Asia, who stayed up to watch some stars in the night. But wait, what is that? Some assassins appear out of nowhere, and it seems like they're going for the royal family. One of them spots Asia and goes to take him out. He hits him. Zareth comes in clutch and takes him out. Boom! And with that, Zareth ultimately proves his loyalty towards his friend. But wait, it is not over. Renekton has to put up a 1v9 performance. He goes in, gets one, but it's too late.
Double kill. Triple kill. Quadra kill.
Asia and Zareth rush back, trying to find out what is going on. But the only thing they find is a heartbroken emperor. Asia says, "Hey Dad, I came as fast as I could. I also got attacked, but I survived. My friend saved my life. You should get something nice for that." The emperor looks at Zareth. This guy, he is just a useless and nameless worker. Zareth is trying to speak, but the emperor says,
"Shut the fuck up. Know your place. Trash. And workers. I'm the workers. They ain't got no soul."
Asia gets really mad and tells Zareth to look at them.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, and maybe not the next month. But only one thing is true. We will be brothers one day. I promise you. I promise.
Zareth gets emotionally touched by the words of his friend. And Asia reassures Zareth, no matter what, he and his people will be free. The Emperor can still not believe what happened. In the meantime, after nearly dying in the desert, Seraph and Asia are teaming up. Yo man, that was way too close. Absolutely, you nearly died, bro. Yeah, we got a lockdown. In, man. And with that, Asia went to Renekton to see what it took to become a real warrior. Seraph, on the other hand, did his training in the library. Information after information, book after book, page after page, Seraph studied and learned everything there was to get smarter. 2 months of hard training later. Yo Seraph, I got something for you. Here. A promotion. You deserve it, bro. And with that, Seraph became the right hand of the young heir Asia.
What's up, Vanilla Face? Me and my homie Lulu just parked our slab outside. We're looking for somewhere to post up our black asses for the night. So bang bang, skeet skeet, Nick. We're just a couple of pimps, no hoes.
Of course, Seraph was allowed to stay. But let's go back to the Emperor. With Asia as his follow-up, the Emperor went crazy. But wait, he gets an idea. Hold up, my wife is the perfect spawn point. Okay. Just imagine, we get a new baby, we take out Asia, boom, everything is fixed. We have no problem anymore. Except one thing, Seraph is smart now. He knows what's going on. He knows enough about history to understand there are only 2 logical solutions. Option A, there is a new baby and Asia dies. Option B, there's no new baby and Asia becomes emperor. Seraph wants his best friend to live, so he chooses option B. But to make sure that no baby will be born, Seraph sneaks around the royal palace at night and looks at what the emperor and his wife are doing. So every time the queen gets pregnant now, Seraph knows he has to do something against it. So he tries out some new magic that he found in the library and goes,
Bravo 6. Going dark.
Seraph is ready to cast his spells and spawn traps every brother that could possibly grow inside of the queen. Nothing will come out of the queen. Nothing and no one. Seraph will always do what needs to be done in order to protect his friend. And with that, every pregnancy fails and no new heir is born.
Despite Seraph's best efforts, one day it happened. The queen gave birth to a new prince of Shurima. But as if the gods didn't like it, a terrible storm came over Shurima in that night. The queen's room got struck again and again.
I have never vaped in my life, I swear. Hey, may Zeus himself strike me down if I'm lying. Hey, didn't strike me, though.
The queen and her newborn son both burned down, laying in each other's arms. The people say that the emperor went mad after hearing the news and decided to take his life. Later, only a burned skeleton was found of him. After losing his whole family, Asia was shocked, but the entire empire, they needed a new leader, so he took on his duty and became what no one thought was possible, the one and only emperor of Shurima. Now with his best friend as his right hand, they had to work together. Asia's first order as emperor was to avenge his family, and he had to make that man absolutely responsible for ending his parents' lives. In the following year, he expanded Shurima's border even further, but contrary to his father, he also helped the workers get a better life. Today is the king day. Waiting for such a long time, and now that Asia is finally emperor, he will free him and all the other workers and make him his brother as he once promised. Asia says, "No, I'm not doing it." Seraph confronts him about breaking his promise, and Asia tells him, "Brother, you are just a worker. You should know your place." Something noble died in Seraph that day. This was further proof for him for Shurima's moral bankruptcy.
300 black men for only £2. Yes, sir.
He thought Asia had changed and forgot about the wish of freeing the world. What Seraph doesn't know though is that Asia has been cooking up a secret plan to free all the workers, but he can't share it with anyone because all of Shurima's wealth is built up on workers, and he needs time at the right place to overturn thousands of years of tradition. If someone found out, everything would be undone. Many years have passed, and Emperor Asia actually found someone he loved. They married and had some kids. But Asia was also a naughty man who cheated on his wife and had relationships with many other women that resulted in many more children. But let's get back to the important things though, and hear what Seraph is yapping about. Yo Asia, you know we can make Shurima 1,000,000 times better? Nah man, tell me. Alright, just listen to me. We have to go back a couple of years. So, you remember the time when we invaded Ixtad? Bam bam. Okay, they were gone. We got new land, new woman, but we were bored. The thing is, right now you're just a human. Nothing more, nothing less. But others are ascended. Now you ask yourself, what is an ascension? How does this even work, man? It's not too complicated, so I will explain. Okay, the process of ascension is a big ritual. You hear the little human, you get selected, and then the power of the sun is redirected to you. Zack zack, you get transformed into an absolute machine, a god warrior. But let's go back. Imagine, just imagine, we get you ascended and you go god mode. Then we will take our army, go north and easily destroy every other single nation with your power. Shurima will take over the world, man. Emperor Asia heard all of that and was like,
"Hey, that's pretty good."
The ascension ritual. Normally, it's only allowed for the Sun Priest to choose the candidates for the ascension.
On duty.
But Asia doesn't care and orders them to follow through. Finally, the day came, and the ascension ritual has a bigger cultural meaning than any Taylor Swift concert. Everyone attends it, including soldiers, normal people, and workers. They're all part of that huge event. Everyone except two people, Renekton and Nasus. They couldn't be found anywhere because Seraph sent them away to deal with an emergency threat that just appeared.
Asia arrives and he's making his way up to the top of the temple towards the golden sun disk. But when he reaches the top, he turns to Zeref. You are free, Zeref. Not only you, but every worker in Shurima. And at that right moment, at the right place, in front of everyone, Asia makes Zeref his eternal brother, holding his promise he gave him years ago. The ritual starts. The first priest shines light on the sun, onto the sun, which gets reflected, and they create a specific spot where you don't get burned with this immense power from the sun. And at that moment, Asia didn't know that Zeref had studied more than just history. He had learned the dark arts of sorcery, which had grown on him like cancer, but his desire of freedom into hatred. Back then in the training arc, Zeref loved Asia so much he wanted to seek out knowledge no matter the cost and no matter the source, just to protect his new friend. So he unlocked long-sealed libraries, consuming the forbidden magic inside, which started to corrupt him. When whispers of him learning these new powers rose up, he would make sure to silence them before they could get any louder.
I think this guy's coming on to me.
Asia, never hearing these whispers, showed Zeref that this was the right way of protecting his emperor. Oh, having this power felt good, maybe too good. Zeref justified every life that he was taking because he did it to keep his friend alive. On that night when the Queen's chamber got struck, what actually happened is that the king and his guards, they instantly rushed to see if the queen and the newborn son were alright, but they couldn't believe what they saw. It was Zeref standing there right in front of the queen's chamber with the arcane power still running through his hands, instantly attacked the emperor and his guard to end all of their lives. But he didn't end their lives for himself, but for Asia. He set everything in motion for him to get emperor so that he could make their dream a reality. But when the day came and Asia didn't free his people, Zeref was crushed. His hopes in Asia shattered. He felt betrayed after everything he did for him. And now he knew he has to be the one. He has to be the one on the throne to make the change. But taking over an entire empire required him to be more powerful. That's why he turned Asia into getting descended, so that he could steal the power of his nation right in front of him. Now, back to the present. Zeref's plan was already in motion. Early on, he broke the seal of the tomb to send away Nasus and Renekton, because these two were the only means that could save Asia from what was going to happen. Zeref had been given everything he wanted, but the success of his plan required Asia's death. Too many pieces had been set in motion, and too many sacrifices had been done to turn back now. No matter how much that part of him wanted to stop right here, in his mind it was only him who should have the power, and by thus free him. In that moment, Zeref pushes Asia out of the safe spot into the eternal sun and watches as his lifelong friend burns to ashes. Zeref takes Asia's place and chaos starts to erupt. These powerful celestial energies, they were not meant to be divided, and they burst outwards, burning people to ashes and sinking the city into sand. Meanwhile, Zeref couldn't care less. He was now holding the priest hostage to get more and more power, and is losing his human body in the process.
Meanwhile, Renekton and Nasus, they stop with their coke session after beating the threat, and they instantly rush to the capital as soon as they sense what is happening. They see the danger radiating from what's left of Zeref's body, and they try to capture him, seeping away in an ancient tomb with magic chains and a powerful seal. But Zeref has gotten too strong and breaks the tomb, with some of its pieces still being bound to his body. With no other option left, he will be facing the two Shuriman heroes him and Asia bonded over. They fight throughout this city, destroying what's already been destroyed. Nasus has an idea and tells Renekton to wrestle Zeref towards the strongest vault in the capital.
Let's wrestle, kid. Let's wrestle. Let's wrestle. Let's wrestle. 6 October. Let's wrestle.
A vault so special is designated only for the family of the Emperor. The Tomb of Emperors, so strong it can only be opened by the royal blood. And thanks to Azir's passing, the tomb was now standing wide open. Realizing that Zeref has gotten too strong, Renekton bends his knee. Psych! He snatches Zeref and drags him into the endless darkness, sacrificing his eternal life. Renekton tells Nasus that there is no other option than to close the tomb with him inside. Nasus, now left with an impossible choice, seals away his own brother to keep Zeref from destroying everything that there is in the world. He lost his brother forever.
Thousands of years later, a Noxian woman called Cassiopeia and her guide Zivia were exploring the ruins of Shurima. After finding the Great Tomb Door, Cassiopeia saw her chance for gold and fortune, so she took out Zivia. Something weird happened though. Something that woke up a long sleeping soul. It's Asia. His body is fully made out of sand, but it's Asia. Thoughts and memories are coming back. His mind starts racing. He goes to the tomb to find some answers. But wait, what is that? It's open. Asia doesn't care though. There's a person on the ground who needs his help. He picks her up, looks at her, and what?
Hold up. Wait a minute.
She has the bone structure of a Shuriman royal. She is a distant family member to Asia, and she is still alive. No matter if she's royal or not, Asia just wants to help this innocent soul survive. So he takes his daughter of Shurima and brings her outside. On the way there, Asia understood that it was her royal blood touching the stones that made him finally wake up. When they arrived outside, Asia brought the woman down to the water to clean up her face. Wait, what is happening? Asia is being filled with the light of the sun, and the magic of Shurima transforms him back into his normal body. It was selflessly helping that woman, that group. Asia is meant for the ritual. Freeing the workers, helping the weak. Sure, Asia is the rightful emperor. It's all. Finally, there's Asia ascended. After all these years, the least favorite son, the nerd, finally made it. And now ready to never let his people down. Asia looks proud as Shurima rises back up from the dust and stands strongly in front of their reborn emperor. personal stuff there, like my gym journey, our people, and there's also lots and lots of great stuff. And also, if you want to see some behind the scenes stuff, or like how we made this video, we're going to be live on Twitch tomorrow. Come by, ask us some questions, or see us to get to grandma. Yeah, but enough though, guys. Thank you all for watching, and until next time.
This is Chunk Volcano, my extreme one-chunk Iron Man, which I decided to lock to 2 of the hardest chunks in the game. And I need to complete every task in an area before moving on to the next. I made some good progress last episode, but I still have many more tasks to complete, including 99 agility, achieving a fire cape, and obtaining a Jad pair. But before those, there is one last terrifying task that I am dreading, and it's all focused around this NPC right here, the Tazar Mej, the most protected NPC in all of Gielinor. Surrounded by bodyguards and utilizing 2 attack styles, these things are honestly concerning. And killing them isn't the only issue. One of my chunk tasks is to obtain an obsidian staff, which is only dropped by the Tazar Mej. And to make matters worse, the drop rate is a minuscule 1 in 4,096. Which when compared to the rest of the Tazar equipment is insane. So not only do I need to find a way to kill these, I need to find a way to kill them effectively enough that I can grind out thousands upon thousands of kills. Before we take on the Tazar Mej though, I need to take a little detour that'll act as a stepping stone towards finding a method to kill them. I need to kill an NPC that's even more protected, the Tazar Her. I've been looking over my chunk tasks and one of them stands out as it looks incredibly easy. Fletch a longbow unstrung, which requires just 10 fletching. The problem is, I don't have a knife, and my only way to obtain one is by killing these low-level Tazars. So let's go and explore just why that's an issue and find some strategies to eventually take on the Mej. As you can see, whenever I hit a Tazar Her, every other NPC in the area aggroes onto me, and without any protection prayer, this is incredibly risky as the entire Tazar Caves are a multi-combat area, which means that every NPC can attack me at the same time. And to make matters worse, they use all 3 combat styles. This is what I was referring to earlier when I said these are the most protected NPCs in RuneScape. And the Tazar Mej have the same mechanic. If I hit one, the higher level Tazars in the area will attack me. So I really need to figure out exactly how this mechanic works and how to kill these. I need to scout where all these things are, because if I can find a location with less Tazar nearby, I imagine it'll be a lot easier. There's a load of them in this corner to the east, and there's only really 1 Mej and 1 Ket here, so this might work. Ooh, this area might be pretty good too. There are 3 Hers and the Ket walks around, so maybe I can trap this. Okay, I think I'm ready to give this a go. I do have a tiny bit of topple left over, and maybe magic will be needed to pull this off, so I'm going to grab some runes just in case I need it. Let's see how this works then. So if I attack this Her right now, what happens? Oh crap. Does it always attract at least 1 NPC? That's everything, oh no. Yeah, I need to think about this. What happens if I hit it with Wind Strike all the way over here? One's near it aggro now, one's close to me done. That's interesting. I'm at the spot with loads of Tazars and just a Mej. And expected this smacks me if I hit this. This is scary, man. I started thinking like, what if I can hit a major? Then I should be able to hit a Her without any attacks. But even hitting the major aggroes everything higher than it. So it's tricky. But then I discovered something incredible. I checked the wiki and it turns out that aggression radius for the Tazars is only 6 tiles apparently. So I walked around for a bit and found this little corner. Oh yeah, if you're enjoying the series, please do hit the subscribe button. I'm aiming for 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Okay, so there's a lot of Hers here and there's not many NPCs. There's just a Ket and a Mej. So if I attack this right now, only the one from through the gate aggroed. Wait, this is a free kill. It looks like as long as I'm in combat with the Her, even when higher level Tazars walk close, they don't actually hit me. So this should definitely be a kill. For the lowest level Tazar, these things actually hit like crazy. Have you seen my health? I might only be able to kill 1 or 2 of these a trip, you know, but at least I can kill them. Do I get a knife? Toggle. And while it wasn't perfect, I did find a way to kill a Her, meaning this 10 fletching task I thought was going to be hell has a pretty simple solution. I'm going to need a lot of food order. The best thing about these chunks has to be that I can just teleport back to the Tazar City every 20 minutes. Saves a lot of walking time. Even aggroing a Ket like this means I can safe spot this Her, so it doesn't have to deal any damage to me. I've got 120 runes, so I can actually use a few casts to get some kills without any damage being taken. As long as I pay attention to the 6-tile gap and make sure I'm not aggroing any mages or ranges, this is a really good solution. Well, I thought it was a good solution, but it turns out Tazar Her have twice the magic level of both the Zeals and Kets. So I was incredibly inaccurate and only really had the runes for a single kill with this method. Now remember, this knife is a sub-goal for testing the bodyguard mechanics. The real goal is still finding a way to kill the Mej that 1 in 4,096 obsidian staff points. And while I was killing the hers, something really weird happened. Why is it not hitting? Now, I don't know what happened here, but I think because I'm it's still locked into the memory hits, so I don't think it's with the price tag next to it. So this was a really cool opportunity. I could flinch this to top without the mage being able to hit the wall. So I didn't have to use moves or moves. I don't know if I'm going to be able to replicate this, but if I can, this is an incredible there's the knife! I'm so excited. It only took 5 kills. I am so happy. I've got a knife. I can go and sign off this task. It's been sitting there since the account was started. Let's go do some wood cutting. The only trees that I have access to are these dead trees at the top of the volcano. But this is absolutely fine because we need regular logs anyway. With this steel axe that I got from Lesser Demons, I am cutting these pretty fast. I forgot how fast wood cutting was to train early on. I've got 2 levels already, nearly 3. And there's a full inventory, so we can now use the knife on the log, and we get this lovely menu for the first time. The highest level thing I can do in this chunk is make this longbow, which requires level 10 fletching. To do that, I've just got to make arrow shafts to level 5, smash some short bows in, and eventually be able to make that lovely longbow. 10 wood cutting, the first non-combat skill other than agility to hit level 10. I'm really locked out of a lot of skills here, aren't I? I always forget how slow early fletching is. An inventory of logs is like 7 wood cutting. An inventory of logs fletched is 2. And that's 15 wood cutting, meaning I can now cut oak trees. I don't even think there are any oak trees on Karamja, so we might be waiting a long time till I get a tree upgrade. There's 5 fletching, meaning I can now make short bows, but as you can see when I make them, it's the exact same XP as arrow shafts, so honestly I'm going to have much more use out of these. So I'm going to make arrow shafts all the way up to level 10. I've just got a beginner clue nest from a tree. Now, this is kind of irritating because when you open this up, you actually don't get a bird nest, and I cannot do any beginner clue step. In both of my chunks, there is not one beginner or easy clue. It would have been a really, really good way to get a staff. So that is unfortunate. This 9 fletching took longer than 55 fletching, I swear. There we go. The level of the easiest chunk task I have left. Now all I've got to do is cut one more log, smash it into a longbow, and there we go. Chunk task completed. Now, as I said earlier, my main goal is to figure out a way to take these effectively. And the herb was a perfect test, but that doesn't mean I can use the same method. Not only do the Meg have bodyguards like the herb, but they also use 2 attack spells. And one of them hits over the save spots, meaning they're also likely not punchable or save spottable. However, due to the herb testing, I haven't done starting. I know that I only get aggroed by NPCs with 6 tiles, and then I've got the weird Meg bug where I got locked into using melee to fight. So I've got a few options. First thing I want to test is if it is actually a 6-tile radius on these 2. Yep, looks like it is. Okay, so I should be able to attack this without anything else joining in. These 2 cats aren't actually monsters, they're just NPCs that you can talk to, so it should be fine. The problem that I've got is that even though I can tag it, I can't really kill it. It's just slaughtering me with magic. But this was progress. So step 1 of killing Tazar Mej is complete, which is finding one segregated enough that nothing else joins the fight. But how do I kill them? Well, there's always the weird interaction earlier where it got locked into melee. Maybe I could hit it and safe spot it this way. I know that I attacked her to do it. I wonder if that's the only way. So if I hit this and then instantly hide, that's still making me. If I get it to melee me first, which it might not do. And if it doesn't melee you, if it can mage you, I am going to die. This is not good. This was a problem. It looks like the only way to force it into a melee-only state is to attack a Tazar hair first, then hide before the mage gets a hit on me, which means I can't flinch it, or else the hair will hit me back, and I can't safe spot it because it's got a very high magic level and use a lot of runes, so Wind Strike will likely not be effective. So, I had to leave the mages alive for now and go back to the drawing board. Okay, I've done a lot of thinking, and I think the only way that I'm going to manage to kill the mages is by unlocking prayer. I got 35 last episode, and that's really close to 37. It does take a long time to train. So, let's head back to the pirates. I could train prayer on monkeys, because my hits are pretty good now, but the problem is their spawn is like 30 seconds, so it's not really that viable, and they've got no other drops. I do think the best thing for me is still going to be just killing as many pirates as possible. It takes a bit longer, but I profit gold now. They've got loads of rune drops, and it's just nice and fun. Ooh, a maze random. I couldn't stay here for long, but I did loot some chests for a little bit and got some lovely loot. These alk for 336 GP apparently. I get the nature and fire runes from here anyway, so yoink. I can't believe how much I've been struggling for GP on this account, and High Alchemy is just the true savior. And that's 200,000 strength XP bang on. We might even hit 60 strength here. In fact, I think hitting 60 strength is probably going to be a good goal, because that means I can wield the Obsidian Maul, the Tazar on. So if I can get myself one of these, it's the best flinching weapon I've got because it's slow, but also even in a straight up fight, it just far outclasses Mithril. So I think getting 60 here is going to be the goal. And that leaves us with the next two steps of our ultimate Tazar Mage Annihilation plan. Step 2, get 37 prayer for Protect from Magic, and step 3, obtain a better weapon. This burn is probably the biggest prayer level on the account so far. Protect from Magic unlocked. And thus, step 2 was completed, and this should nullify every magic attack from the Tazar Mage. So before I grab 60 strength, let's see if it's at least possible to get a kill. Hey, Tazar Cat, why do you always look so angry?
I don't know, Charlie. It's just my resting cat face.
No, I mean you specifically.
Oh, I've been a little, itchy recently.
I think I can see the issue. I think you need Manscaped's Lawnmower 5.0. Here, let's test it out. There we go. Do you feel better now?
It didn't even cut my stone.
That's because today's video sponsor Manscaped takes grooming to a whole new level with their skin-safe blade heads, meaning it should leave your stone nice and shiny. Their upgraded trimmer blades feature longer, wider, and rounded teeth that are designed to cut through hair with ease, yet be incredibly gentle on the skin. And the foil blade is designed to take all of that hair right off for an irresistibly smooth shave. That's not all though, as the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra not only includes the Lawnmower 5.0, but also the Weed Whacker 2.0. A waterproof, cordless, and rechargeable ear and nose trimmer, once again with skin-safe technology. The package also comes with a crop soother, an aftershave that pampers your delicate areas by giving